we have an exhibition, a joint exhibition at a little gallery at Mount Tambourine where I've shown a few times, and Gabriel didn't have a lot of work on after I had the last exhibition, and I suggested to one of the directors that they might like to have Gabriel and me together because they are fans of his.
Sojal Rinpoche, the Tibetan Lama, first came to England. They asked him what he noticed most about England, and he said the way you treat your elders, it's disgusting, there's no respect, there's no nothing. And I think that all has to come back. I finally decided that what I need to talk about is the three-generational house, which is something that I've believed in for a long time. And what I've done is divided up into two blocks. I've got two separate blocks of land. The small one I put the grandparents' house on, and the large one I put the parents and children on. Okay, well, what I think is probably the best way to show you what's going on is to take you for a short walk through this complex. Now, what I've done is I've got two sites. This one is 25 by 10 and this one is 25 by 12. I don't like slab on ground, and so I've lifted the building 800 off the ground, and it's got ramp access up to the main level. It's also got stairs up to the main level. When you go, it's got two entrances, one here and one here, and this one leads to the grandparents' unit, and this leads to the general purpose unit, which will be for the use of everyone. This here is the grassed area, and this is all timber platform. I've got the kitchen, dining room and laundry into one module here, which is 6 metres by 4 metres, and then from there I've got a wall that slides down along here, and I've got another wall that hinges out. So this all opens up into that big courtyard. On this building here, which is the main living room and a study, these walls slide away, and so we get the whole of this area under cover for general purpose and for everyone to use. The grandparents have got their own private area so they can get away from everyone if they need to, and they can invite the children in or do what they like. And in this position here I've established vegetable gardens which the old people can work on, as can the young. And it's my contention that by the time you get to my age you should have learned a bit of sense and have a bit of bloody wisdom. And I think it's the grandparents should then be in a position to pass that wisdom on to their children, and they should have a great deal to do with their bringing up, because I think one of the big problems we have now in our society is that the grandparents are not really honoured and they're not respected. When I've got a spare bedroom, and as we were talking about having two generations maybe in care, this could become a room which could be used by one of the people in care. And giving mine to the children not wanting or wanting to use public transport rather than motor cars, I took the cars out of this area, and in here I put a nice little bed sitter, and I've protected it along the front with a vertical garden. And also over in this area here I've made another vertical garden, because we would need to use the flat space as much as we can for circulation. Then, so there are two cars in this area here, and this particular client wanting a studio over the top, she does photography, and so there's a dark room down here and a store. Then this stair here leads you up to the top floor where we've got the parents and the one child. If we have more than one child, then this studio area here, if it's not been taken over by an artist, can be used to accommodate more people. I've put a full bathroom into it. So what I've tried to do is make a system that's just extremely flexible and can cater for a fair number of people. This stair then I've made 1200 wide, so that if we happen to have people up on top here who can't get around too well, then they can put a chairlift on this. This here is a television room, living room, study I think I've mentioned, and then in the back here I put a nice plunge pool so that in the hot weather it's not a swimming pool, but it's something that they can dive into and they can cool off in the hot weather. Then going up to the top floor, it lands on a balcony here, and then this is a child's unit in the back here, and north also is straight up the page, so these here are looking northeast. I put a study area in there for the child, a wardrobe area and a bed, and then they've got a standard bathroom here, and then on the side of this bathroom I've given them a cook-up area, so that all these people, if they need to, can get away on their own and they can look after themselves. And then for a bit of fun, I just put a nice glass module off the side of the shower so they could get out there in the open if they wanted to. And then this here is a little meditation refuge, so these kids can go in here, and or this child can go in there, and he's got his own little place that he can retreat into. The parents have got their own module with bedroom, and then what I've given them is a breezeway straight through onto a deck with a roll down shutters on either end of it, and a kitchenette in this area here, and then they've got a dressing room and a toilet. And that's just the look of the building. I feel that the whole thing should be exciting, and these top buildings here, these top units here, sit over the top of these areas here. And we're going to get floods of light coming down through all these sort of positions here, which I think will make a pretty interesting area down on that bottom floor. Anyway, I've tried to create a whole series of spaces where people have got their own space and where it's a joy to be.
Elizabeth Poole is an innovative artist who has been known to draw her inspiration from the Australian bush.
I was trained as a painter in Sydney. That was the main training, based on Cézanne. And then I started doing sculpture using found materials, which is what I've been doing now for about 10 years. That has evolved into environmental statements with each show, or human or animal rights, social issues. And I really liked that because I could say something. The paintings, I felt, even though they were, say, forest ones, they weren't really saying anything. And so with these I could actually say something, even if it was subtle. I hoped it might get through, like the cow eaters. That was in aid of Animals Australia. I had that exhibition.
Souls at Play is her joint exhibition with her husband, architect Gabriel Poole. The main focus of Elizabeth and Gabriel's working lives together has been the development of affordable housing that integrates architecture, art and the environment.
This is all part of the 3 generation show. Well, I'm investigating families, so this is sort of a bird family. So they're all different characters that go to make up families. Little boy with the flower, the redneck, the punk, the businesswoman, the hard-working mama. Here's the hard-working and practical mama. So I have to do a drawing beforehand to work out where to start, where to go and where to finish up. There, back, there. Have to come down here somewhere, and that's the finish. These are very freaky families, drawings on these boxes. A lot of those have come from my family albums. Then I've got an idea to perhaps do a boat with torn leaves and little stories on each leaf. I love it because it really glows. I had 6 of these in the exhibition at the uni on the coast, and they're on white plinths, and that threw the light up underneath them, and you'd swear there was a tea light in them. It was extraordinary.
While directly referencing the architectural project in some of the forms and industrial materials, Elizabeth has enjoyed celebrating the Souls at Play theme, providing a sense of joyfulness to inform the exhibition.